Hello and welcome back to The Long Way Forward. My name's Brian. This is episode 28 and welcome to my podcast. In episode 28 today, we're going to talk about something that sits right at the centre of everything we've been building. Trust. More specifically, how to earn trust quickly. But before I do, I'm just going to touch on a little bit about this podcast. If you like it, it'd be awesome if you'd subscribe. If this is your first time here, welcome. If you haven't heard episodes 1 through 5, I highly recommend you dive back and have a listen because those are the foundations of the whole podcast. Not that there's anything wrong with this episode. This is a great episode, but you get a whole lot more value out of it if after this you dive back and listen to the others because they're all built together like chapters in a book. So, as I said, if you like it, subscribe. If you've got any questions or any comments, do pop them in the comments. I do respond. I really love the community we're building. Now, where were we? That's right. Back to trust. And more specifically, how to earn trust quickly. Now, if you listen to the last episode, we talked about influence. And I said that influence is built through behaviour, which is true, completely true. But underneath influence, there's something even more important. Trust. Because without trust, influence can't exist. You can be skilled, you can be experienced, you can be confident. But if people don't trust you, they won't follow you. They won't rely on you, and they won't give you opportunities. Think about it. If you were a senior manager or a CEO, would you give an opportunity to someone you didn't trust? Guess not. So, let's break this down because a lot of people think trust takes years to build. And yes, in some cases, that can be true. Deep trust does take time. But initial trust can be built much faster than most people realise. Do you ever have somebody walk into a room and start talking and you know really quickly there's someone you can trust? Why is that? Let's dive in. Here we go. So, if you understand how trust works, here's the first thing about trust. Be consistent immediately. That's where trust often starts. It's a first impression thing. And by the way, you never get a second chance to make a first impression. I've got a whole season on first impressions coming up, so stick around for that. But as I said, be consistent immediately. This is where trust starts. People are watching from the beginning how you show up, how you speak, and how you follow through. And believe you me, they are forming an opinion and quickly. So if you want to earn trust quickly, you need to remove uncertainty right from the start. You do what you say, and you do it when you say you'll do it. Not later, not eventually, immediately. If you say you're going to do something immediately, you do it. Because when people see consistency early, they relax. And when people relax around you, that's the beginning of trust. Let's go a step further, shall we? Are you with me? Good. The second element I'm going to talk about is clarity. When people understand you, trust grows. They get you. If you're unclear or if your communication is vague, they don't know where they stand with you. And if they don't know where they stand with you, trust slows down. If you're clear, direct, and by the way, when you're direct, be respectful. You can be direct and be rude, or you can be direct and you can be polite and respectful. So you've got to really be careful. There's a bit of nuance around that. If you're clear, direct, and respectful, then people know what to expect. And when they know what to expect, trust builds faster. Now here's something that accelerates trust even more. Accountability. Accountability is a big one. If something goes wrong, own it quickly. Don't deflect. Don't delay. Don't explain it away. Just take responsibility for your part. If you listened a little bit earlier to the past episode, you would have heard me talking about shiny shoes. Let's imagine a first introduction. You're being introduced to someone, your clothes are on point, your hair's neat and tidy, clean shaven, or you've done your facial grooming, you've got the makeup on, all that's under control. You walk up, there's a confident handshake, good eye contact, your body language is confident, but your shoes haven't been shined in 3 months and they're covered in mud. That's inconsistency right there. And you bet the person you're meeting is going to pick up on it. If you're very unlucky, I give it a good chance you're going to be unlucky, they're going to see it. That's going to cause confusion because it's inconsistent. The only way to deal with it, yep, my shoes are not clean, for that I apologise. There's no real excuse, I was running late, I didn't get organised in time. I'll do better next time. If you must say that. But you own it. You don't ignore it. You don't try to hide it. You own it. Take responsibility for your part, because this does something powerful. It shows integrity. And integrity is one of the fastest ways to build trust. And most people overlook it. They overlook this next thing called follow through. Not just on big things, but on small things. Because small moments are where trust is built. Not the big bold statements, the little things. You said you'd send something. Did you? You said you'd check something. Did you? You said you'd be there. Were you? Because every small action either builds trust or weakens it. One of my best friends always says, yeah, mate, I'll be there, I'll be there, I'll be there. Most of the time, he's either running late or doesn't show up. So I don't count on him. Love him to bits, awesome human being, but trustworthy to be on time? Probably not. Remember, every small action either builds trust or weakens it. And these things stack up pretty quickly. Let's take a slight shift with this fifth item. How you behave under pressure. We talked about this a few times in the past episodes too. So if you're not sure about how you behave under pressure is so important, do jump back into those episodes and listen. Because how you act under pressure says a lot about your character. When things are calm, things are easy, anybody can appear trustworthy. But when things go wrong, that's when people are really watching. That's when things count. Do you stay calm? Do you think clearly? Do you take responsibility? Or do you overreact, get all dramatic, blame, avoid? Gosh, I know which way I'd rather be, because the way you behave, I know who I'd rather have around me too. The way you behave under pressure can either build trust instantly or destroy it just as fast. The way you behave under pressure can build trust or destroy it. Now I'm going to connect this to something we've talked about before. Role modeling. Touched on this a few times, haven't I? Role modeling. But it's massive. Integrity, influence, trust, leadership. Role modeling's in there, in all of those. Trust is not built through words, it's built through behaviour. And if you say one thing and you do another, well, trust disappears. You're not being a good role model, are you? You're not modelling your words very well, are you? So why would people trust you? But when your behaviour matches your words, when you model your values, you model what you say you're going to do, that builds trust. People don't need to guess what you're going to do. They can see it. Here's something very important. Trust is fragile. It's hard to build. And sadly, it's very easy to lose. And once you've lost trust, it can take a very long time to rebuild. So if you're building trust quickly, you need to protect it. That means staying consistent, staying aligned, staying true to your values, and staying accountable. I'm going to bring this into a real world example now. Let's say you join a new team. You don't have a title. You don't have authority. You don't have influence yet. But you want to earn trust quickly. You want to one day have influence. You want to one day be a leader. For that, you're going to need to earn trust. So what do? Well, you start by showing up on time. You follow through. You communicate clearly. You take ownership of issues, and you do so consistently. All of the above, you do so consistently. You do it from day one. You do it on day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5, etc., etc. You do it because first impressions matter. And early behaviour leading on from that first impression sets the tone for you and how people perceive you. It's a long game. Trust. Earning it. Keeping it. And here's a bit of the inside goss on trust. When you build trust, something predictable happens. People rely on you. Then they start listening to you. Then they start involving you. And before you know it, you have influence. You never asked for it. You earned it. That's how it works. Now, let's make it practical. Have a quick bit of fun. Today's exercise, something I want you to think about. Ask yourself, where in my current environment do I need to build trust? Early on in my career as a salesman, I found out that operational staff didn't trust me because I was a salesman. Boy, I had to earn their trust, and it was worth it. Ask yourself, where in my current environment do I need to build trust? There will be somewhere. And I'd love to hear about your exercise in the comments about, look, what you thought, what you did. And if it did something for you, tell me. That'd be great. I'd love to hear. Where in my environment do I need to build trust? And then ask, what is one behaviour that I could undertake that would increase that trust immediately? There'll be something. Just think about what I said earlier on. There'll be something. Is it being more consistent, more accountable, more clear? Pick one and focus on it. Just one behaviour. Don't worry about lots of different ones, just one. If there's more than one, great. Start with one that's important to you and then work through the rest in coming weeks or months. Write them down in a list, call it a to-do list for yourself, but start with that one. Only work on that one. And then when you've mastered that one thing that will increase trust in you, in your environment, you've mastered that one thing, then go back on the others. Deliver results out of all proportion to the effort. Trust me. Now remember that trust is not built through intention. It's not built through wanting something. It's built through behaviour, repeated consistently. That's why I say just concentrate on that one thing, master that one thing, and then when you're consistent with that one thing, move on to the next one. Now in the next episode, we're going to go a bit deeper again. We're going to talk about something that can break trust faster than anything else. Inconsistency. Because understanding what damages trust is just as important about understanding what builds it. This is the Long Way Forward podcast. Thank you so much for listening. I really appreciate it. If you've enjoyed my content, if you're getting something from the podcast, please subscribe. If you've got any questions or want to drop in a comment or a like, please do. I really enjoy engaging with my community that we're building here. It's actually a lot of fun. But also don't forget, I broadcast every week on Tuesdays and Thursdays, 8 p.m. EST. So if you're hanging for the next episode, that's when it'll drop. All the best, and I'll see you in future episodes of A Long Way Forward. Thank you.